At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
We do things differently in Idaho. Sometimes we go east to find west, where muddy trails meet huckleberry smiles. Stars shine electric, and the wind smells like destiny. Sure, our traffic jams are strange, and not all our steaks are ribeyes. But wherever we go, our eyes never leave the road. Belts strapped and dreams packed, no distractions, no phones, focused. From here to there, it's who we are.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
An Idaho-based credit union is leading the way in community initiatives and charitable partnerships. Recognizing a need for change, Lookout Credit Union underwent a major transformation to put its employees and their community first. Through two strong initiatives, Lookout Credit Union is ensuring a brighter future for its community. To find out more, visit www.lookoutcu.com.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to IdahoSports.com. We're here in Rupert, Idaho at Minico High School for Magic Valley Game Night, another IdahoSports.com GameStreams production, presented by Project Filter, Valleywide Cooperative, and the Idaho Office of Highway Safety. Additional coverage on IdahoSports.com is presented by Meridian Plumbing and Lookout Credit Union. And tonight, like I said, we're live here from Minico High School, where the Skyview Hawks out of Nampa take on the home team, the Minico Spartans from right here in Rupert. Hello, everyone. My name's Lauren Jensen, joined by
Dallin Fryer.
Dallin Fryer. Both of us ended up here in the Magic Valley after being over in eastern Idaho for a few years. We're going to step away. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back in just a moment as we honor our nation with our national anthem. This is IdahoSports.com.
This year,
Idahoans, we're not afraid to take risks.
All the way, all the way. Go. All the way down, all the way down.
Driving under the influence is not a risk we're willing to take. Be around to do more of what you love.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Well, welcome back as we are getting ready for tip-off here, the season opener for both of these squads, and really the first day of football, first night of football here in the state of Idaho. Once again, Lauren Jensen alongside Dallin Fryer here on Magic Valley Game Night as you see the captains walking out onto the field. Dallin, let's start a little bit with Skyview if we can. What are they looking at this year for their season?
Well, Skyview, a little bit of a different season than we had traditionally with the Skyview Hawks 2 years ago. they struggled going only 2-8. It was a really rough year, and sometimes when you have those off seasons, you have to almost kind of start over and rebuild, and that's exactly what they did last year. They had a great season, over 500 record, and a lot of guys coming back this year, these seniors, they know how to win. They've obviously seen how hard it is to lose over and over and over again. They want to win. They improved a lot last year with returning players, including quarterback Henry Downey, who's moving from running back to quarterback this year. With that type of transition, you never know what could happen. This could turn into a running game completely. We have no idea what his arm looks like, but with a lot of experience back there and a lot of confidence, it makes a big difference at the quarterback position.
So Skyview won the toss, deferred to the second half, and Minico will receive the opening kickoff. Skyview led by head coach David Robinson. No, not that David Robinson. But Matt Hayes, Adam Jones, Dan Neef, Steve Fleshman, Don Massey as assistants. All right, well, let's talk about Minico a little bit then as well. The Spartans, they were okay last year.
Yeah, I mean, they're always at the top of the conference over here in the Great Basin. Whether it's one or two, it kind of rotates between them and Twin Falls, but it seems like Minico typically gets the lead, especially as the season starts to wear on. One thing that they have had a lack of the last few seasons is success in the postseason. They've been a very good regular season squad, and the postseason hasn't been quite as strong as they've wanted it to be. They did lose a lot of key seniors last year, but they were still deep at many different positions, so I would expect nothing less than continual consistency that we've seen from the Spartans as the years have gone on.
As we get ready for the kickoff here. Spartans will be receiving. And to kick it off, it is Skyview in white jerseys, white helmets. Short kick picked up off the ground at about the 12. Right up the middle on the return, lots of room to run. Breaking into the secondary and drugged down finally across Skyview's side of the field down to the 45-yard line. Return by number 21, Preston Sonner-Cranny, the 6'1 senior, and a great start for the Spartans.
About as good as you could hope for the Spartans. Skyview, though, still able to make a stop right around the 50-yard line. Still plenty of room for them on the defensive side of the ball as well.
So first offensive play from scrimmage. Ed hammered in the backfield. Ball came loose, but I can't imagine they're not going to call that down. That was blown up immediately. Number 11 was the running back for Minico. He had nowhere to go, Ethan Heward. And was that 9 that got in there off the defensive line?
I think it was 9.
For Skyview, Dakota Dodge, defensive lineman. He's back in the backfield again. This time, very little gain after they lost about 5 on the initial play. It'll be 3rd and 14. Yeah, I believe it was Cranny on the carry again. Now back to pass and 3rd and long. Down the field, it's one-on-one coverage, but great coverage, and a flag comes out from the back judge. And we'll have our first penalty of the day.
Yeah, it looks like it's pass interference on the defense on number 13, DJ Rosti on the outside. Kind of a tough play for him there. The ball seemed to be a little bit overthrown by Trinkle. But Rosti kind of just wrong place, wrong time in that moment.
Handoff again. This time more room to run for Cranny. He'll pick up a first down on the carry. About 11 it looked like. Let's call it 12 down to the 21-yard line. 1st and 10, just over a minute played in this ball game. 10:54 left on the clock here in the first quarter. Back to pass out into the flat, hit immediately. It's caught, but that'll go no gain, possibly actually a loss. They're going to lose about 3 or 4 on the play.
And that was DJ Rosti making up for his pass interference earlier. You can see that he's going to be an aggressive corner throughout this ball game.
Again, handoff this time to Cranny up the middle. Breaks a couple of tackles and gets back close to the original line of scrimmage. So it's going to be 3rd and right at 11, 10 or 11. They say 12 officially. 10:15 to go here. Probably a passing play again here. Back to pass. They set up the screen on the inside. He's got some room, and then good recovery. Tackled well short of the first down. Picked up about 3 or 4. And it'll bring up 4th down. See what Minico's got as far as they're going to go for it or a kicking game here.
Yeah, I didn't see much of a kicking game in warm-ups from the Spartans, so I'd imagine anytime they're in this territory, they'll be 4-down territory.
Of course, it's Braxton Trankel running the show here for the Mason Crown. Hesitated ever so slightly because he thought he was going to run, and then he let it go and just couldn't catch back up to it.
Yeah, Mason Cron going to the University of Idaho next year. Huge target at 6'2", but he also has a great leaping ability. We saw him sprawl out all out for that effort. I wouldn't be surprised if he makes a big dent on this game as it goes on.
And again, trying for a hard count there at 4th and 13. And again, Downey will step back a little deeper to punt this thing away. Nobody back again, 4, and nearly got blocked. A little bit better, angled it right for the sideline, hit at about the 11 or 12. That'll be right at the 17, sorry, and that will be where Minico now takes over.
Yeah, it feels like, I mean, right now we're at 4:48 left in the first quarter. This is the, 5th possession of the game? And with both teams playing no-huddle offense and the ball not moving much, it's a lot of change of possession.
So 4:48, like you said, a little spread formation. One man in the backfield. They'll hand it off on the sweep and going to pick up a few yards out across the 20 to about the 21. Ball carrier Ethan Heward. 6 foot, 195-pound junior.
And that's, I think, 3 different times. Oh, we got an injury down. Looks like it's number 2, Brody Fleshman. They do not want to lose him, just limping off.
Yeah, one of the two-way players for Skyview.
Wonder if he just got rolled up a little bit underneath.
Brody, running back and linebacker, 200-pound senior. He might have just wanted a water break. We'll see. He's over at the water cooler right now.
Hoping for just that. Yeah, it is first game of the season, too. We do see cramps. I will say that.
Up the middle, trying to find something to go, and not much room there. On the carry, it was Cranny again.
And it feels like neither team just has like a rhythm yet. It's very stagnant each play.
A low snap, but punter will get it away. Nice spiral punt away from the return man. Takes a bounce for Minico, down and dies at the 37-yard line. So nice punt for Minico as they just jostle field position back and forth here with 3:22 left in the first quarter. I want to thank one of our sponsors for tonight's game, Meridian Plumbing. They're the Treasure Valley's top choice when it comes to your plumbing needs. For 40 years, Meridian Plumbing has been serving new home builds and remodels, farms, businesses across the Treasure Valley. After your first service call with Meridian Plumbing, it'll be easy to see why thousands of customers return year in and year out for all their plumbing needs. And there's a little room to run for Skyview out near midfield down to about the 47, 48-yard line. Be first down for the Hawks. About 11 yards on the carry.
DJ Rosti again. Clearly trying to get him on the outside. We saw a little bit of speed there.
This handoff to numero 0. He'll get across midfield, pick up about 7. That's Cron. Cron, you know, you mentioned he's 6'2". Not only that, though, he's not a lean 6'2". He's 220. Just a big kid, and you can see why he would be headed up to play at the University of Idaho. Straight keeper with a blocker, and a great job finding the hole up the middle for Downey. And picks up another first down.
And finally starting to see a rhythm here for the Hawks. This could be attributed to the coaching staff finally starting to see some plays that maybe were a little bit more openings, but I think a lot of it comes down to the execution of the offensive line up front.
Downey, again, we're going to run it, and that time nowhere to go. A whole collapse, a big hit put on by number 54, Cale Baker.
I think that's one of those plays that it's an advantage to have a quarterback, or a disadvantage almost to have a running back as a quarterback, because that a quarterback counter doesn't surprise the defense like it would.
Hand off to Cron. Cron, some room to run, drags a tackler just beyond the 30. It's going to be 3rd and about 4 or 5 with 1:44 left. See what they can do here. They've had a good drive going thus far. Cron was in motion. Again, like you said, that little counter picked up a yard, and it's going to be 4th and a long, long 3. They're going to go for it. 1:15 left here in the quarter. Deepest they've been on the field in this ball game. Cron, the lead blocker, and reaching for it. I think with the reach, they're going to give it to him. He just had to get beyond the 25, and they did. First down. Good job on the carry that time. That was Jackson Phillips, I believe, that on the carry.
I think it was Rosty again, actually.
Oh, was it Rosty?
Yeah, it was Rosty again.
Okay. I thought it was 23, but you're right, it was 13. A lot of head bobbing going on there on the offensive line. Now on the run and out of bounds goes Downey.
And that's the first time we've seen him drop back in a traditional quarterback drop instead of rolling, which I think opens up the sides almost a little bit for him as well. Gives him that opportunity to scramble if there's nothing there.
He picks up 4 on the run, 38 seconds now, and the clock stopped as he got out of bounds. This time he's going to roll right. Has a receiver out there. Ooh, if the defensive back would have gone for the ball instead of the receiver, that could have been a pick 6.
Yeah, and that was number 4, Nate Waymont. I think he was smelling blood. When he saw the ball was incomplete, he
held up.
He was not concerned with the ball.
So 34 seconds left now. 3rd and 6 here from the 20-yard line for Skyview. Downey gets the snap, looking back. Quick throw. It's caught, but I think they're going to be like, oh, man, yeah, right at the 20-yard line, or the 15, excuse me. We'll see if they're going to call that a first down. Yeah, I think they're about a yard shy or half a yard shy. It's a good effort on the receiver end because that ball was kind of behind him.
I'd expect a Downey QB keeper here.
But they hand it off to Rosty. Rosty hesitates, not going to get there. They turned him away. Minico got good surge into the backfield and made him hesitate, and a turnover on downs.
I'm going to give that tackle to number 56, Jaden Chacon. He was towards the bottom of the pile, the most hyped. I'm going to call it his. But it was a very good defensive effort up front, and the secondary coming in to add a little bit of assistance as well.
Yeah, a little surprised. Like I said, I almost thought they would have gone with Downey with a couple blockers in front of him, but they turn it over. And now sacked in the backfield, back at the 5. And that was Dakota Dodge. And that will end the first quarter. Nowhere to go that time for Tranquil. Well, again, a huge thanks to Meridian Plumbing. Just when you thought it couldn't get any better, Meridian Plumbing offers a no-charge dispatch fee. The search for your permanent plumber is one call or click away, and that is to Meridian Plumbing. Choose the safe local plumber. Choose Meridian Plumbing. For over 40 years, serving new home builds, remodels, farms, businesses across the Treasure Valley. They should be your first call. Meridian Plumbing. Huge thanks to them. We're going to step away for just a quick break. We'll come back. This is Magic Valley Game Night here on IdahoSports.com.
An Idaho-based credit union is leading the way in community initiatives and charitable partnerships. Recognizing a need for change, Lookout Credit Union underwent a major transformation to put its employees and their community first. Through 2 strong initiatives, Lookout Credit Union is ensuring a brighter future for its community. To find out more, visit www.lookoutcu.com.
Well, welcome back as we get ready to start the second quarter. Just underway and backed up at their own 8-yard line, they say there. 2nd and 20 through the hands, and I don't know that that play was going much anywhere anyways. Incomplete, but now it's 3rd and 20, and you're back on your own 8.
Yeah, and we talked about in the pregame how Minico graduated several of their playmakers on offense. Last year they averaged just about 42 points per game, and you can see they're still working out the kinks with this new group.
Tranquil hands it off. Good hole up the middle, but not near big enough as they get out across the 15 to the 16, just to give them a little more breathing room to punt this away. It'll be 4th down, 11:44 left here in the first half, just underway. A Magic Valley Game Night here at Minico High School. Lauren Jensen and Dallin Fryer here bringing you the action tonight. We've got Times News here alongside us as well.
Can I just say I'm so glad that Minico has black numbers on their numerals on their jerseys.
Yeah.
Over the years, that gold has been so hard to see.
That ball got tipped, but still got away pretty good. And take a beautiful roll for Minico all the way down to the 40-yard line of Skyview. So I don't know if the tip helped it or hurt it, but
regardless, that looks like a great pun on the stat sheet.
yes. Yeah, right at a 50-yard punt. Close to 40 yards. And Skyview will take over 1st and 10 at their 40-yard line. 11:06 here in the second quarter. No score. Dumped over the top. That's Roski. Roski with a nice run after the catch. 1st down for about 14 yards.
And Roski clearly loves the ball. It started out kind of as a sharing. They were trying to see who could get hot and everything, but since they started getting the ball to Roski a little bit more, good things have been happening for the Hawks.
And you're right, he does like to get to the outside. He's got good speed and not afraid of contact either. This time they dump it off to number 9. He's got a blocker and some running room, but he stepped out of bounds. I'm pretty sure he stepped out, but official says no. I thought he stepped out back here about the 20 or the 32-yard line, but That was Dodge. Yeah, all the way down to the 25-yard line. 1st and 10. 10 minutes to go here. Back to pass, caught by Cron. Cron hit, but holds on to it for another 1st down to the 14-yard line.
And, you know, throws like that are confidence throws. Downey, in his first game as the starting quarterback, he needs quick throws like that. They call them gimmies, you know, gimme throws to get himself rolling, and it just opens up enough of their running lanes if you can get a couple passes sprinkled in there completed.
So 9:34 and counting here as men reset in different spots here. Jackson Phillips to the near sideline. And a little counter, takes off with it, wrapped up and dropped for no gain, it looks like. It'll be 2nd and 10 now from the 14. Yeah, I think they're really still keying on Downey to run. He's got to complete a few more passes, continue to mix that in until the defense has to respect that a little bit more.
I'd be interested to see. You know, I have no idea how the second quarter is going to go, but what adjustments they make at halftime to make that work.
Handoff to Cron around the near side. He's got blockers and some room right to the goal line and down to about the 1, maybe 2-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal for the Hawks. They mark it, looks like it's right at the 1.
And we said this on 4th and short, but I'll say it again. I'm pretty sure that this is going to – I would be shocked if this ball doesn't end up in Downey's hands.
This time on the carry, bounced around. Did he get there? No. It'll be 2nd and goal now. And I believe that was Downey on the carry. Just couldn't get ahead of steam. So they actually lose a little bit. They say 2nd and goal now at the 2. Back in the gun will be Downey. Waiting for some blockers. Get drugged down from behind. He got tripped up. And now it's 3rd and goal.
I believe that was number 54, Cale Baker, from behind. And Minico's not going down easy. They want to keep this at zeros.
Yeah, 3rd and 2. So still a couple shots here for the Hawks, but like you said, right now, Minico, that defensive line holding strong. They kind of overload the left side of the line. Couple extra receivers, extra linemen, and the back on the left of Downey. Then they counter, hand it off to Rosti, but no. He gets hit and dropped for another loss. This time they're back near the 5, so now it's 4th and goal from the 5. Nobody fooled on the little misdirection. And Minico fired up over there, urging on their defensive line. It's 1st and goal from the 1. It's 4th and goal from the 5. Rolling right, looking to pass. Into the middle, knocked down, incomplete, and Minico with a goal line stand here. 6:22 left in the quarter, and a huge defensive stand from the Spartans.
You know, I mentioned that Minico's offense averaged 42 points per game. Well, just so you know, their defense is pretty good too. I think they only allowed just around 20 last game, if I remember incorrectly, and that's something that is a culture. You lose playmakers on offense. It's hard to replace them on defense. If you have a culture built, which they do here in Rupert, it shows every single year.
So a huge defensive stand keeps this thing tied at 0, and then a push up the middle. A rugby scrum falls ahead for maybe 3 or 4 yards. And clock rolls. Actually, they get 5. I think it was Cranny again, or Cranny, number 21 for Minico on the carry. He's going to get it again. And he's got room to run this time. First down out across the 20. And Connor Cranny, another first down for him as they go no huddle to speed this thing up. And now Skyview, I believe, is going to call a timeout. Momentum has swung towards the Spartans after a big goal line stand with 5:50 left here in the first quarter. I want to thank Meridian Plumbing. They're Treasure Valley's top choice when it comes to your plumbing needs. For 40 years, Meridian Plumbing has been serving new home builds and remodels, farms and businesses across the Treasure Valley. After your first service call with Meridian Plumbing, it'll be easy to see why thousands of customers return year in and year out for all their plumbing needs. And just when you thought it couldn't get any better, Meridian Plumbing offers a no-charge dispatch fee. The search for your permanent plumber is one call or click away, and that is to Meridian Plumbing. Choose the safe local plumber. Choose Meridian Plumbing. Huge thanks to Lookout Credit Union as well. Of course, Meridian Plumbing and Lookout Credit Union, the Treasure Valley game night sponsors, but we've got half of our lineup here is Treasure Valley with Skyview on the field as the visitor here at Minico High School. And after the timeout, 5:50 left, shift in the line for Minico. Power run on the left side, and it's Connor Cranny again. This time, nowhere to go, gets stood up, and I think we're going to give no gain on the play. 2nd and 10 now.
Yeah, they tried a little bit of a wildcat formation coming out of the timeout. Didn't fool the Hawks there.
So it's 2nd and 10. Back to pass. And down the field, a little bit of a wobbler and trying to come back and incomplete. The defender never really saw the ball, but put himself in good enough position to knock it down. It was one-on-one. That was Dane Bowman on the defense. And now it's 3rd and 10.
You know, I was glad the officials held the flag there, too, because like you said, the defender didn't really look, but he timed it really well, and you got to reward the defender on that play.
Across the middle, nearly picked off. Rosti just about picked that one off, and now it'll be 4th and 10. 5:10 remaining in the second quarter.
I don't have the stats in front of me right now, but I can say so far in this ball game, it's been a lot of Cranny positive plays for Minico and a lot of Rosti positive plays for Skyview, and pretty much nothing else so far.
Yeah. 8 carries for 40 yards for Cranny. That ball fair caught back at the 40-yard line by Bowman. Our stats tonight courtesy of the Times News. Unofficial, but
more official than we can come up with off the top of our head.
Yeah, much more official than we have. So 5:04 left here in the first half. Still no score. Rosti breaks a tackle, gets upfield, and picks up about 4 or 5 on the play. Could have been nothing, but broken tackle gains him a few yards. So it'll be second and a long 6 now. 4:58 as he got out of bounds. Clock is stopped. First week of football here at IdahoSports.com and across the state. We got several games being broadcast for you tonight. Rolling back, looking for something, and now in trouble, going to run it. And good open field tackle for a minimal gain there. Downey had a little room to run, and then a nice sure tackle. I think that was number 14 in the middle for Minico, Will Nielsen. Nielsen wasn't fooled at all by the jukes from Downey.
No, and I'll tell you this, like Downey, he's still making plays out of nothing though, because there's been several times where there has been no help in the backfield, and he's been able to get something. But Minico, like you said, doesn't let him break free by any means.
So 3rd and 4 with 4:10 left on the clock. Rosti with the carry. Rosti didn't get there. He picked up a yard, maybe a yard and a half, but he's short of the first down. So that ball is going to be spotted just beyond the 48-yard line. They've got to get beyond the 49 to get there.
And this is where Minico's defense has come up big. 2 different possessions in this game on 4th and shorts.
So they try the hard count again, and
Let's make some noise, Spartans.
as they reset, looking to the sideline for the play. And it's going to be kept, and he's not going to get there. Lost yardage. Again, Minico stands up strong. 3rd possession in a row that Minico has turned over Skyview on downs. The last one was at the goal line. This one in the middle of the field.
And, you know, that's something that is an absolute confidence killer, though, for the Hawks, because they've been able to get positive yardage 3 plays in a row, 4 different times now throughout this game, and just not able to finish on that 4th down. That's something they'll have to make an adjustment at halftime, because I'll imagine it happen again as this game goes on.
Another timeout called by the Hawks with 3:14 left. Minico will have the ball 1st and 10 across midfield at the 47-yard line. Well, it's been a long summer, maybe a short summer, actually, is maybe the better way to look at it. But there's been a lot going on at IdahoSports.com and a lot of new things on IdahoSports.com, doing a lot of more kind of podcast, prepcast content on the site. And coming up in a little bit, there's a new site coming out with IdahoSports.com. They'll have even more content, more opportunities for you to watch your team play from wherever you are, so stay tuned for that as well. Don't want to give too much away, but
Well, I'll say this. I mean, I graduated in 2015, and growing up, I would always go to IdahoSports.com for anything, and anything to make it a little bit better, I'm all for it.
and it's interesting wherever I go, talking to people. How many people get on the site for different things? Pass down the sideline, overthrew the intended receiver, Jaden Sanders. He had his man beat by a step. Just not enough air underneath that from Tranquil. But yeah, just the other day I was sitting at work, and we were just kind of talking about things we do for hobbies and for fun, and I mentioned coming and broadcasting with IdahoSports.com, and the lady sitting next to me is like, oh, my husband's the girls soccer coach at XYZ school. He's always on there. He loves listening to you guys. And so there is a lot of people out there that are involved and love high school sports. Carry on the play, a little slip, but still falls forward for good yardage is Ethan Heward.
Unlucky for Heward, too, because he still had 2 or 3 blockers in front of him. That could have turned at least into a first down, maybe more, but nonetheless, at least able to get some positive yardage.
Yeah, 3rd and 4 with 2:43 left to go here. Tranquil back in the gun, and they got Skyview to jump across. That was Cron, I believe.
Can I make a gripe for a second?
Yeah.
I hate that rule in high school football.
Once you break
that if you don't make any
ball.
contact with people, I love the idea of a free play.
Cranny on his feet still, breaking tackles, still on his feet, stiff arm, dragging defenders all the way down inside the 15 to the 14-yard line.
And he's had, a couple runs that were 4 yards, 6 yards, I think 1 yard for 11 yards, but finally able to break free into the secondary.
Ball's at the 16 officially. Clock stopped at 2:31. And that time, nowhere to go.
And that's more of what we expect from Mason Cron. It's some big hits in the backfield.
Ball caught and then down. That was Heward just across the 15 to the 14 back, kind of the original line of scrimmage. 3rd and 9 with 1:55 left. Trankel, ooh, just lost his footing. The receiver spun away. That was Griffin Baker after he caught it, but couldn't keep his feet. Otherwise, it'd be 6-0.
Good thing he still reached for the reached forward, though, because he did get the first down. He would have been about 2 yards short. That was a pretty good effort by him, even losing his balance there.
Yeah, he got hit. It wasn't like he just fell over, but had he been able to keep those feet, he definitely would have been in the end zone. But that's a great point, Dallin. It is a first down, 1st and goal at the 5. Wildcat, not anywhere to go. The Wildcat was tamed.
That was one of the more interesting. I haven't seen a Wildcat formation like that before. They had 3 different potential ball carriers in the backfield, and the one on the very left took the direct snap, but it wasn't like a direct snap to his left. He just ran in front right in the middle.
Yeah, and he had nowhere to go from the moment that he received the snap. It was almost slow motion in the backfield, and Cron took advantage. Sweep, little fake, kept, and then nowhere to go for Trankel. Timeout called by Minico with 41 seconds left. It's going to be 3rd and goal now, back at the 9. Probably goes without saying, but the first half's been all about defense so far.
Absolutely. And honestly, I love seeing it too. I mean, one, it keeps both teams in the game, which is, as a neutral broadcasting like we are, it's fun to have close games. I've done my share of blowouts. I know you've done your share of blowouts as well. And in the second half, as we start to get numbers that we don't even have a name for, it can get a little bit slow. And I love games like this where you just never know. Like at this point, I literally can't make a prediction of who's going to win this football game.
Yeah, we've seen, up until this point, it's been Skyview a little bit with the advantage just because of the one drive, but then they get turned away at the goal line. We've seen Minico's defense come up big 3 drives in a row where they've turned them back on downs. Now Minico with an opportunity here. They had it 1st and goal at the 5. Now it's 3rd and goal at the 10 with 41 seconds left. Trankel rolling right. Throw into the cone and not able to get it to Heward. It'll be 4th and goal now. Do you bring on there you go. You bring on the field goal kicker here. It looks like it. It's going to be number 44, Henry Friedrich.
I think if they're on the 5, they don't do it. But at this rate in the game, if you can put 3 points, it might win you the football game.
Yeah, points are at a premium now. And we'll see if Friedrich can put it through. Holds down, kicks up, looks good. Did he get it between? He did. So first points of the game come via field goal.
I didn't have that on my bingo card.
And there's the cannon. 44, Henry Friedrich, the 6'1", 190-pound junior running back turned kicker.
And punter.
And punter. He's the punter, too.
He's technically led, I think, the whole team in yardage because of punts, but but it's done a very good job tonight.
Yeah. Not only is the cannon going off, there's shrapnel falling as well. Some landed over here in the Skyview end, but looks like no injuries, so we're good. So they do score with 37 seconds left here in the first half, does Minico. Taking a 3-0 lead on their home opener. Kick short, going to be taken at the 11 by Rosti. Rosti cut down at the 25. So they'll have 32 seconds to try to do something here before the end of the half.
And we haven't seen Downey really air it out at all. And I mean, they have 2 timeouts. We might still see a couple quick plays just to see what they want to do with the ball right here. They do start with the ball to start the second half, I believe. Skyview does. So we'll see what type of aggressive approach they take here or non-aggressive.
Caught by Cron. Going to be cut down short of the first down. It's more of a prevent defense here, right? Like, you know, try to let the clock run. We're down to 20 seconds. You can give up some yardage, but you don't want to give up the big one. As the clock now down to 8, they probably won't get another playoff. And hit the backfield. Now not going to get away, and that's going to do it. Clock runs out.
And that takes you to halftime where your Spartans lead 3-0.
And the Spartans will take a lead into halftime. It's ever so small, but it's 3-0. Minico on top after a defensive first half. We're going to step away for a little break. This is Magic Valley Game Night here on IdahoSports.com. We'll be back in a few minutes.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
We do things differently in Idaho. Sometimes we go east to find west, where muddy trails meet huckleberry smiles. Stars shine electric, and the wind smells like destiny. Sure, our traffic jams are strange, and not all our steaks are ribeyes. But wherever we go, our eyes never leave the road. Belts strapped and dreams packed, no distractions, no phones, focused. From here to there, it's who we are.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
An Idaho-based credit union is leading the way in community initiatives and charitable partnerships. Recognizing a need for change, Lookout Credit Union underwent a major transformation to put its employees and their community first. Through 2 strong initiatives, Lookout Credit Union is ensuring a brighter future for its community. To find out more, visit www.lookoutcu.com.
Hey, welcome back. We're at halftime here. Dance team on the field here for Minico, as we've got a 3-0 ball game here at halftime. Minico on top by way of field goal, right with about 20 seconds left in the half. They put a 25-yard field goal through right down the middle from number 44. That's Henry Friedrich, the running back slash punter slash kicker for Minico. Well, thanks for joining us here again on Magic Valley Game Night. You know, one thing we didn't really talk about at all in that first half is the fact how the landscape has changed a little bit just in Idaho overall, with all of the changes going to the 6A through 1A divisions. Now, we still have 6 classifications like we had before, but it got shook up a little bit with some of the conferences. The Great Basin Conference, of course, they're now 5A. Minico's now 5A. Didn't really change too much. I mean, it's Burley, Canyon Ridge, Jerome, Minico, Mountain Home, Twin Falls. So pretty normal for them. Nothing really changed too much, actually, in the 5A ranks. They're all pretty much the same conferences.
Yeah, I think we saw a lot more shifts in the 3A, 2A, maybe a little bit in the 1A, D2, D1s, but most of it in those 2A, 3A ranges. And I personally, it's going to take some getting used to, but I like it because I can tell you how many times I've gone through to see a 1A like state tournament basketball game, and I'm like, oh wait, they're in 1A D2. Wait, they're in 1A. It was hard to remember, and then you have those schools that are in those 3A or 2A schools that you're like, wait, they shouldn't be 3A because they have this many students. Wait, they have this many more than this school, and you see that everywhere. Like even with these changes, you're still going to see that. But I think that the refinement is something that we desperately needed in Idaho.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of discussion about, man, why do we need 6 classifications? We don't have that many schools, and I can see that argument, although there are new schools popping up all of the time. In fact, tonight we have one on IdahoSports.com. If I could get to it. I don't see it here on our list on the main site, but if you go to the GameStreams, if you click on GameStreams up at the top on the main site, Lakeside playing, I think it's Coeur du Christ is the new school up north in Coeur d'Alene, Coeur du Christ, but brand new school, and so there's a lot of charter schools, there's some private schools that are getting added on regularly, and then we get new big schools built every couple of years, it seems like, especially in the Treasure Valley, there's a new big school being built. And so it's growing. Obviously, everybody knows the state's growing. And so that's kind of an interesting thing to watch as well with the additional schools. I think this sets the state up for a larger expansion, so they don't have to make this change in 5 years.
For sure. And as well with, like you said, everything's growing, but also in football, this is where the extremes will be between, like in other sports, we'll see more continuity with what we're doing, with what the state of Idaho has done amongst the districts, and even when new schools pop up, like you said, because in certain classifications, it doesn't matter if they're 2A, they could be a 5A school. It does, like right now, Lapway in boys basketball could compete with almost every single 6A school in and that's even without Case Why Not this next year.
Yeah,
like it still could happen.
At least make it respectable, right?
For sure.
It wouldn't be just a slaughter, just a blowout.
For sure. And football, you see, these schools, like we said, that some of them went down or went up depending on how the classification changes. They're going to benefit from playing down or playing up based on the classification changes, and it might not be immediately. It might not be like for Bear Lake, for example. They've been playing. 10 years ago, they were in 3A. They were struggling in football specifically. Went down to 2A and started to make a little bit more noise and started to compete with schools like Westside in their district. And then as the years have gone on, they've slowly kind of, it's been kind of a roller coaster for them. Some years are really good, some years are really bad. And now they're back up again, and it renews rivalries like with Snake River.
Yep.
And I think it'll be good to see how that shapes out, because I feel like they have been growing as well, and the culture is changing over there for sports like football because of that change they had. But now they're ready to go back into 3A.
Yeah, and you talk the new 3A conferences.
Or 4 right now, I guess.
Yeah, correct.
Yes.
The new 3A conferences now, which were the old 2A conferences, right? So that's where we saw a lot of big changes as well, I thought. And specifically the Southeast Idaho Conference, where it was just like Declo, Wendell, like forever. It was just those two teams, right? And now, and for a little while, Gooding when they were smaller, right? But Declo, Wendell. But now that conference, Aberdeen, Declo, Malad, Soda, Wendell, Westside, Now it's like a legit conference, and it's just not if you beat that team, you're in.
Yep. And I have to, sorry to interrupt you there, but
Go ahead.
I have to say, growing up over close to the West Side area, I was from Preston. Seeing Declo and West Side in the same conference makes me so excited for football, for boys basketball as well, and a couple other sports as well. Just because that rivalry has been brewing in the state playoffs every year, but now they get to experience, those athletes get to experience that every single season in conference play as well.
Yeah, that when I was looking through all the changes, I was like, that's a great conference right there.
Absolutely.
The nuclear conference, pretty similar, honestly. That one didn't change much. Firth, North Fremont, Ryrie, Salmon, West J. Like, that's the nuke. Like, that's what it is. It's always been that. It's going to be that way for a long time. And then the Western Idaho Conference, it got a lot smaller because of some schools moving out of the way. This looks like the conference I grew up in. Okay, you know, I graduated in 2000 from New Plymouth. This is what our conference looked like back in the day.
Yeah.
Marsing, Melba, Nampa Christian, New Plymouth, Parma. Of course, Parma is I don't know if they just came down in football or if they're actually a 4A based on their enrollment. I'd have to look at that.
I can't remember, yeah.
But Parma struggled a bit over the last several years in that other conference, and so now they're playing into that 3A conference, and that'll be a good conference as well. Take a quick look at the 4As, and then we'll get back to the matter at hand here as Minico's back out onto the field. But the 4As, you know, up north, you've got those three teams, Bonners Ferry, Moscow coming down into that 4A range with Bonners Ferry and Timberlake. That's kind of a fun thing to see. And then the Mountain Rivers Conference, that's the same. South Fremont,
That
Sugar,
won't ever
Teton.
change.
That's the same. And then Buell, Filer, Gooding, Kimberly, Wood River, that's pretty much the same. The Sawtooth, the SCIC there. Snake River Valley Conference, this one where things got a little shook up by adding Coal Valley into that. Of course, Homedale, back in my day, Homedale was in our conference in New Plymouth. But you got Fruitland, Homedale, McCall, Payette, Weiser, pretty similar there. And then down in your neck of the woods, American Falls, Bear Lake, Marsh Valley, Snake River. That's a fun conference as well.
I think that really opens up this year with that. With even just adding that one school, I think that changes the conference landscape so much.
Yeah, just adding Bear Lake, going from 3 to 4 teams, like it just makes a big difference. We got a little sound going on here. I don't know why. There we go. Little interference on our sound there. Still waiting for Skyview to come out onto the field, but you know, stay tuned to IdahoSports.com. I would say over the summer, a lot of changes. It was rough. I wasn't looking forward to the summer because of all of the conference changes, and everything on the site had to be, not everything, but it had to be adjusted. You know, classifications had to be changed, schools moved around, and it's a lot of work on the back end of things to get ready for football, but got it there now, and you'll see rosters getting updated as we get those in from all the teams throughout, you know, the next few weeks. Not only football, but volleyball, soccer going on as well, and so a lot of stuff in high school sports kicking off now that it's the end of August.
And I love this time of year. Not just because it's the start of the school year and high school sports are starting to pick up again, but it feels like fall sports, it's just like it's a different vibe than the rest of the year. The rest of the year, something's already happened. Mm-hmm. At this point of the year, nothing's happened. It's all unknown. Football season, Friday Night Lights, you got to love it. Volleyball games are a lot of fun, too, to go to. State volleyball is crazy. I love state volleyball. And state soccer as well. It always seems like it rains every single year. And so it makes it an interesting weekend. And you see a lot of upsets in boys and girls soccer at the state tournament. So I love it.
Well, Minico and Skyview now both back out on the field as we're going to get ready here in about a minute and a half to start the third quarter. Minico up 3-0. We're going to step away, thank a couple sponsors. We'll be back. It's Magic Valley Game Night here on IdahoSports.com.
Welcome to What If Idaho. the home of 1,000 paths for those that embrace possibility. There's no better place to be if you're looking for that next career, or just exploring. Life is a wide open door, no matter your age. Here at Next Steps Idaho, you can research careers and training options that work for you, and start a dashboard to keep your plans moving forward, so you can route your path from what if to what is at nextsteps.idaho.gov.
Well, we're back here. Minico will be kicking off. Skyview will get the second half start on offense. And there hasn't been much offense. I mean, they've racked up some yards. Both teams have racked up some yards, but there's not much on the scoreboard to show for it.
No, and we talked about this off camera, but I think it might just come down to who can make one big play in this ball game is who's gonna win this game, because it has been a defensive effort.
Well, here we go. Third quarter is underway. Ball taken at about the 12. Return up the right side, now changing directions and caught back at the 25. That was number 4 on the return, Dane Bowman.
Bowman's been in the game a lot, but we haven't called his name very often. I wonder if we'll see a little bit more of him throughout the second half.
Dane Bowman, senior, 6'1", 165, wide receiver. And you know, the wide receivers for this court, when you bring in a more running quarterback, their productivity is probably going to go down a little bit. They get it to Cron there and then out of bounds, shy of the first down, just shy. You know, we haven't seen him. He hasn't gone deep at all. So a lot of their stuff's going to be short, and they're going to have to make things happen after the catch. It's just a different style of football.
And I do like them coming out with just a quick little curl route, because Minico's corners are playing about 10 yards off.
First down, or right at the sticks anyways, for Rosty, DJ Rosty. Man, he has a career as a DJ. I mean, with that name, he doesn't even have to change his name. DJ Rosty, I mean, it literally sounds like a DJ name.
Yeah, he's got himself set up.
He's probably like a math genius or something, and is going to end up at MIT or something.
Of course.
But not a DJ, but.
Of course.
But it's a backup. Maybe you can do it as a hobby.
That's right.
Back to pass. They're looking down the sideline. Cron covered, and now he's going to tuck it and duck the head. Pick up about 5 on the carry, does Downey.
And I wonder if the coaches hold their breath a little more as he lowers his shoulder than they did last year, watching him lower his shoulder.
It's like, ugh. Yeah, it's a little different when you're the quarterback versus the running back.
He's got the look of a quarterback, though. He looks good.
Rolling left. Looking downfield. Yeah, he does. He keeps his eyes downfield. No, incomplete. Receiver must have been drug out of bounds by the throw. He was right at the sticks, but outside the lines. So it'll be 3rd and 5. Yeah, he hasn't been super anxious to just take off and run. Like, he's done a good job of looking downfield. He's not afraid to tuck it and run when he needs to. You know, we talked about Brody Fleshman has come out of the game, and he hasn't been back in. He's been out here stretching out. He hasn't been back in that game since that injury. Stepping up and going down, tackled back at the original line of scrimmage, a loss of 5. It's 4th and 10 now with 10:29 left.
And we haven't seen much use of, we haven't been able to shout out any members of the secondary of Minico, But there's been several times where Downey has had 2, 3, 4 seconds to throw, and there's been a lot of coverage sacks going on. You have to admire the coverage that they're getting back there because Downey has nowhere to throw.
Yeah, that's a great point, Dallin, that you're right. There's been times where he's been looking downfield, he's had time, but with no targets, no open targets. The left footer off the side rolls down inside the 30, and you just don't see that many left-footed punts, and it just looks different. It just looks odd. When he kicked it, I'm just like, oh, that looked just funky.
Mm-hmm. I grew up going to Utah State football games when Utah State was horrible at football, so they punted a lot. I remember their quarterback when I was 4 or 5 years old was a guy named Leon Jackson III, and he was the quarterback and the punter, and he was left-handed, left-footed, and I thought that was the coolest thing of all time. So I will always admire left-footed punters.
Cranny gets a little bit of a seam, but it closes quickly. He picks up, maybe 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. 9.5 minutes left here.
Now, if Minico can just put together like a long drive here, and put up some points on the board, even if it's just another field goal, I think that will do a lot for the momentum of this ball game.
A little bit of a low snap. Hit as he let go and behind the receiver. Trankel had to get rid of it a little quicker than he wanted to with number 10, Downey, bearing down on him.
And Trankel making his varsity debut at quarterback this year. Might have gotten in a couple games at the end of the year, but replacing Carson Wayment from last year, who was Mr. Everything for the Spartans. Tough task.
And hit as he caught it. Did hang on, but no yards after the catch for Cranny. And there was a flag before. So it was an illegal shift. It was declined, so it'll be 4th down and about 8. 9:07 left here. Friedrich will come out to kick it away. Ball sitting on the near hash. Yeah, Carson Wayment, that was fun to watch last year.
He was.
Got to see him a couple times, and yeah, big shoes to fill. And that maybe got a piece of it again, but still takes a great bounce for the Spartans down to about the 37-yard line. That was big number 53 coming through for Skyview, Elijah Trumball, and he may have got a hand on it.
And if he can get his whole hand on it, that might be the big play that changes the game, because that's twice now that they've at least tipped the ball, if not gotten a little more than just a little tip on the ball. The Hawks could use something like that.
Minico has been fortunate because you're right. There was a time early in the first half where a punt got partially blocked and they still got good yardage out of it. A little different quarterback here. This time they throw it. The quarterback that time, number 3, Trevin Plew, the 5'8" sophomore, throwing to Downey that time. So Downey switching spots a little bit here. Plew in at quarterback.
I will say, in the preseason, we were told that Plew was an incoming impact player, and so we see him in the first game right here.
Yeah, and I think not a bad idea just to try to switch things up a little bit. Your offense, you had one good drive, but it's kind of just stalled. They haven't been able to get anything going really. Why not switch it up a little and see what we do here in the second half? Plew completes his first pass, and then the run goes for no gain. So 3rd and 4, it's Plew in the gun with Downey to his right. Rolling that way. Plew looking. He's going to let it go. He's got a man. It's caught. It's Rosti. And Rosti gets it all the way down to the 25. Just a little mistake there in the secondary.
Yeah, it wasn't wasn't the greatest thrown ball. Rosty was pretty open, but kind of just a mistimed jump and a lot of yardage. And big big confidence builder for Plu there as well.
Yeah, that was Nate Wayment that kind of misjudged that just a little. And now on the run is Downey. He picks up several more yards on the carry. And a little momentum swings over to the Hawks.
And we see Downey more in his natural element, obviously making an impact early. One catch for about 5-6 yards, one run for about 5-6 yards. And it feels like the momentum has completely shifted in the stadium right here.
Yeah, a little more life here on the Hawks sideline. Plu in the gun. This time he'll hand it off to Rosty. Rosty with the hole. And he'll get down close to the 15, it looks like. So it's going to be 3rd and 2 or so.
And this is where the Spartan defense has come up big time and time again throughout this game. We'll see if they can do it again here.
7:05 left on the clock here in the 3rd quarter. And it is 3rd and 2. Plu getting the play call.
All right, Spartans, let's get loud on this 3rd down.
Plu, 5'8", 145. A sophomore out there for Skyview. Hand off to Downey. Downey tripped up, then hit his blocker, and it's 4th down. He's going to be a yard shy. It was a good tackle to take out his legs. Otherwise, he had yardage behind Cron as a lead blocker.
0 for 3 on 4th down so far for the Hawks.
Yep, 3 turnovers on downs. One of them was at the goal line in the first half. This one inside the red zone at the 14. 4th and 1. And they spread it out to the left side. Rosty over there. Now he'll come back in motion. They tried to roll Plu out and get it to Rosty out in the flat out there, and the defense read it, tipped it away, and now somebody's down over there. It looks like a cramp more than anything on the far sideline. I think that's Rosty getting stretched out there. I'm guessing by that's a Minico trainer over there, just stretching him out a little bit.
Week 1 cramp, well, week 0, but week 1 cramps, I've been there. Not very fun. And he's done a lot tonight, Rosty has. You can't blame him for coming up a little bit crampy.
I'm a little surprised on the play call there. 4th and 1, you've had good success on the ground. I mean, other than that one big play that was a little fluky, just, man, you got Downey, you got Rosty, you got Cron, like.
Those are some big bodies.
Hand it to one of them,
well,
you know?
and they that's one disadvantage of this type of offense that Skyview runs. We see it more and more. Idaho's kind of caught on the last 4 or 5 years to what a lot of the country has been doing, college football has been doing, that they don't go under center. They just flat out don't go under center. And with Downey, when he was in at quarterback, I mean, he's listed at 6 foot, 200 pounds. Think of Jalen Hurts with the tush push with Philadelphia. You would imagine that Downey would be able to get down low and push his way for a yard.
Yeah, just put one guy in front of him. And I just, I'm not a head football coach. I'm not, and Plu can throw the ball, but
absolutely,
but still 1 yard, and you just put it in somebody's hands and live or die with it.
And they've tried.
And you don't have to go up. You don't have to go up the middle. You're right.
No,
They've been turned away 3 times, so it's not like that's the first time that it's happened.
Yep.
They tried something different, so I can understand that. But man, get Rosty on the outside, something.
He's been impressive tonight. It's very rare he's been stopped when needing at least a yard, but it has been on 4th down.
Yeah. So unfortunately for Skyview, you get turned away a 4th time. 2nd time in the red zone on downs. The Minico defense, and I mean, we talk about the offense not being able to get it, but credit the defense. They've done it 4 times now in this ball game already. 5:50 left here in the 3rd quarter.
The combination of Skyview's defense and Minico's defense has just been tremendous tonight.
That ball caught, could have been intercepted, and now it's a race. And tackled from behind. I'm not sure how Ethan Heward came away with that. There were two Skyview Hawks standing there waiting for that ball, and all of a sudden Heward steps in front and takes it all the way out to midfield.
I thought that was in the Skyview defender's hand. I really did. And it looked like, was it Cranny or Heward?
It was Heward, yeah.
It looked like he just went and
Took
the ball out of his hands and started running.
I got another cramp back here inside the 5 for one of the Skyview players. So Rosty had his cramps on that 4th down play. Now I'm guessing that's one of the defensive linemen back down inside the 5. Yeah, I wasn't sure who Tranquil was throwing that ball to, and then all of a sudden Heward comes out of there with it with a big pickup for 1st down out to the 49-yard line.
Yeah, one thing about Tranquil that I've noticed tonight too, making his varsity debut, he doesn't look nervous. Like as he's standing back there. Now, has he made some great plays tonight? Maybe not really, but he looks the part. Like as he's standing, I know I said that earlier about Downey, but he doesn't look like he's flustered as a defender's running at him. There's been a couple times where he's been standing there, still surveying as there's a person coming directly at him, and still trying to figure that out. And I think as the season goes on, we'll see some good progress from Tranquil.
Yeah, they haven't asked him to do anything crazy here tonight, but everything he's been asked to do, he's completed passes. He's got his team in position to score, and you're right, he doesn't look scared back there. His head's not bouncing around looking. He knows where he's supposed to go. As Cron comes off, it was him that was down back there, limping off.
I mentioned this early on, but they have a lot of guys that play both ways, and they lean hard on players like Rosty and Cron. Fleshman, who hasn't been in the game that we talked about earlier.
Yep.
But you can't be surprised when you see these guys coming off and cramping a little bit. They've played a lot of plays on both sides of the ball tonight.
They're probably grateful that it's a little bit of a cooler night than it has been for quite a while, as no gain, in fact, a loss of 2 on that play, so it'll be 2nd and 12. But yeah, a little cloud cover tonight. Sun hasn't been beaten on them, and it is much cooler than it has been for several weeks.
Hopefully that doesn't mean rain's coming yet. It's too early in the season for it.
And that ball got tipped, and Tranquil frustrated with himself that time.
Yeah, the screen was going to work as planned. There was about 5 Hawks in the backfield right there, just unable to complete the pass.
So 3rd and 13, actually, after a 3-yard loss on the previous play. 5 minutes left here. Ball sitting at the 46-yard line. Tranquil rolling left. Throws it, but short. And there's, Tranquil frustrated with himself there. A couple frustrating throws in a row, and that goes incomplete. 4th down, they'll punt it away. Cranny wasn't in on that play. They had 25 in there for Minico. That's Brendan Heward, the junior running back. And this is a non-conference game. Obviously, it still matters with the Max Preps rankings. So it's not like this game doesn't matter at all. Punts away. Low liner, but again, it takes a nice bounce all the way down to the 10. So, tell you what, Friedrich, he's got himself a good night punting the football.
Yeah, I think it's 6 punts, 7 punts.
And he's got to be
keeping
he's got to be averaging 35 to 40 yards.
Yeah,
a punt.
And it's not always a pretty one necessarily, but every single ball is rolled.
Yeah.
And he's making sure that Dodge can't return it, which is all you really want out of a high school punter.
Oh, that ball got batted and ended up falling dead in the end zone. They were looking for it but couldn't find it until it hit the grass.
That was number 23, Tucker Arthur, and that was loud enough I could hear it through my headphones up here. That was all hand.
So 2nd and 10 now. 4:45 left here in the third. Plu dumps it over the top, and it falls incomplete. Couldn't handle it. It was a little high, intended for Downey, and he just couldn't pull it in.
They must have liked what they saw in that first play, even though it was incomplete, because that was the exact same play. Exact same play. And he did have a blocker there if he could have. I mean, it wouldn't have been a huge play more than likely, but it could have been enough to get him out of their own or deep, almost into their own end zone here.
Yeah, because as it is 3rd and 10 from the 10. Ball's on the turf. Plu picks it up, but he gets tackled down around the 3 now. So now it's 4th and about 17. Clock running. And, man, Skyview can't get out of their own end zone fast enough. Timeout called by Minico with 4:27 left. A dangerous spot here for Skyview. I want to thank one of our sponsors, Meridian Plumbing. They're Treasure Valley's top choice when it comes to your plumbing needs. For 40 years, Meridian Plumbing has been serving new home builds and remodels, farms, and businesses across the Treasure Valley. After your first service call with Meridian Plumbing, it'll be easy to see why thousands of customers return year in and year out for all their plumbing needs. And just when you thought it couldn't get any better, Meridian Plumbing offers a no-charge dispatch fee. The search for your permanent plumber is one call or click away, and that is to Meridian Plumbing. Choose the safe local plumber. Choose Meridian Plumbing. Huge thanks to them and Lookout Credit Union. Seen their video ad with us. They're the Treasure Valley Game Night sponsors for this year. If you'd like to advertise on IdahoSports.com, we got lots of options for you. A lot of traffic. Your business will be seen no matter what you do on IdahoSports.com. So let us know at sales@IdahoSports.com. That punt nearly blocked. Off the roll, and there's the play that might change things a little bit. Cranny tried to pick it up off the bounce. It got away back to Skyview, so they gain a little momentum there.
And that's the first time that Minico has put a return man back for the punt. That was obviously something they talked about in the timeout. Cranny didn't necessarily need to dive for it because he wasn't going to be able to return it even if he landed there. And this could be a big game changer here.
And now the ball goes over the head of Plu. Plu hit in the background and hit again hard.
What a game. What a game. Plu had his welcome to varsity moment right there for the sophomore.
Yeah. And I feel for the kid at 5'8", 145. I've been there. It doesn't feel good to get hit by those 200-plus pound guys.
Yeah, and this is a big moment for them. They have to get something back here to get a little bit better opportunity for a first down.
So 2nd and 27 now. That snap's good. Caught. Little running room. And good open field tackle to limit it. That was Downey with the catch. Getting back some of the yardage out to the 25. 3rd and long still. Almost 3rd and 20. Third and 17 officially, according to the score clock. Plu, back to pass. Looking downfield, steps up, throws, it's caught. It'll be close. I think he's going to be short of the first down. But a great job by Plu, stepping up, finding his receiver. I think they're going to be a yard shy out to the 41-yard line. It'll be 4th and 1. And if you're Skyview, you got to go for this.
This is also the dreaded play that has killed them
That is
tonight.
true. 4th and 1. That's a good
man.
point. We'll see what they do here. So he's got Downey, I believe, to his left. Did they get him to jump across? They did finally. They've tried it all night. And it's not an offensive play that gets them the first down. It's a defensive mistake.
And you know what? I would have gone on 15 there. Like, the way they have not been able to get 1 yard on these fourth down conversions, man, I think that was the best opportunity to get it there.
So a first down across the 45-yard line. Plew to pass well behind the intended receiver, Dane Bowman. Behind and low. And so it'll be 2nd and 10.
First incompletion for Plew.
Yeah, 67 yards. The last couple were, or the first one that he threw that was kind of the fluke was a big one, and then that one, the previous play was a big one. So Plew doing a pretty good job. I think he had one other completion down here where Downey dropped
correct.
it.
Yep.
So I think he's 4 for 6 or 3 for 5.
Oh, and the batted down one.
Oh, yeah. So he does
That's
have
true.
a
There
couple.
has been a couple
of incompletions. Still, not a bad outing here in the second half for Plew. That one's going to be caught by Bowman. A little bit of momentum going here, a first down. And you can definitely tell Plew is more comfortable throwing the ball, I feel like, than Downey. Downey can throw it, but Plew just looks comfortable throwing it.
And with the playmakers they have out there, and you don't know, maybe they went to Plew because Rosty isn't out there and they needed Downey in the backfield, but whatever it is, it's been more productive for the offense.
And whistles go. False start, it looks like. Somebody took off early for Skyview. Bowman. Yeah, Bowman caught the last pass.
Yeah, and like I said, we haven't called his name very much tonight, but I like what I've seen from him when he's been able to get the ball.
So a little mistake there for the offense as it's 1st and 15 with 1:50 and counting. And, for as little as Skyview's offense has been able to do, they only have to score once.
Absolutely.
It's 3-0 still. We kind of forget about the score.
And Minico's offense hasn't shown much either, so one score can really change the game.
Plew rolling, has a little time, lets go of it and goes incomplete. Intended for Cron, but he was well covered. 3rd down and 15 now. Oh, it is 2nd down because the first down play was a false start, so there was a 5-yard penalty, which made it 1st and 15 with the penalty. So 2nd down. I was thinking 3rd down as well.
It looks like Rosty's back on the field as well.
Yeah, he is lined up in a wide out position here on the near side with Cron in the slot there. Plew in trouble, gets it away and caught from behind. I believe that was Downey. No, that's not Downey that caught it. Who was that on the catch? Number 9. Oh, that's Dodge, okay. So he gets a couple yards. It's still 3rd and 13. A minute left here in the 3rd. Dodge comes to the near sideline, lined up kind of in that blocking tight end position. They're going to call holding there. And nearly intercepted. So probably not a bad hold, honestly. Dodge had to hold Friedrich because otherwise Plew was going to get blown up again.
And they declined this penalty, so it's 4th and about 13. I could have seen either way if they took the penalty, because that would put it 3rd and 23, or
would have been. Do they do it from the spot?
No, from the spot. So it would have been maybe 3rd and 28 roughly.
Yeah.
Compared to 4th and 13, but also Skyview hasn't had a lot of 13-yard plays tonight.
Yeah, and not a lot of success on 4th down either.
No.
Rolling right, it's Plew. They want him to just throw it up. Cron's asking for it, and double coverage over there. No opportunity for him. He had Rosty in the middle of the field, but he was looking at Cron the whole time. And so another turnover on downs for Skyview. A little more excitement on the offensive side of the ball that time, but the result the same. And 45 seconds left here in the third. A little bit of a chance for Minico to do something. Hand off to Cranny. He gets tripped up, falls forward for a yard or two. 30 seconds and counting here in the third. And an offsides penalty against Skyview. "15 seconds and counting here. Minico looks over to the sideline for a new play call. Back to pass. Down the middle, knocked away. Good coverage back there by number 7 for the Hawks. It's Kimball Robison, the sophomore defensive back. And there's 2 ticks left on the clock here. They'll have time for one more play. It's 3rd and 2. And I'll just keep it. Get to the outside, pick up the first down, and a little bit more down to the 40-yard line, and that'll end the third quarter. We'll switch ends. They'll 20-yard switch to the other 40. And it'll be Minico with it, 1st and 10, trying to tack onto this lead, up 3-0. Step away for a break. This is Magic Valley Game Night here on IdahoSports.com. We'll be right back.
An Idaho-based credit union is leading the way in community initiatives and charitable partnerships. Recognizing a need for change, Lookout Credit Union underwent a major transformation to put its employees and their community first. Through 2 strong initiatives, Lookout Credit Union is ensuring a brighter future for its community. To find out more, visit www.lookoutcu.com.
Welcome back, Magic Valley Game Night. Remember, there's lots of other games going on across the state as well. Dallin got a few scores on the Friday Night Flash on IdahoSports.com.
Yeah, over in the 6A ranks, which we talked about at halftime, this shifts from 1A all the way to 6A now. Highland and Legacy, Nevada are in the third quarter, 7-7. Madison up 34-0 on Bonneville at halftime. Over in the 5A ranks, Emmett up 21-0 on Canyon Ridge. And 4A, Homedale ahead of Snake River 15-0 in the third quarter, with Coal Valley Christian up 16-14 against Marsing.
So there were quite a lineup of games this week 0.
You never know what you can get in week 0, and a lot of competitive games.
Down the sideline, airing it out. Players hitting the ground, no flags. Feet just got tangled. And the intended receiver, I think it was number 7, Jaden Sanders, 5'7" junior for Minico. And like I said, feet got tangled up. He went down. Ball was overthrown.
And Tranquil's had the arm strength with his he just hasn't connected with his targets yet.
Yeah, he's had 3 or 4 overthrows on the long balls. Just that's something he'll work on throughout this season, and I'm sure he'll get those on target. Cranny pushing forward. Nice run, tough run by him. He was hit right at the line of scrimmage and moved it forward for 2 or 3 yards. And Cranny's not a big guy. He's not massive, I guess, is what he's bigger than I thought. They list him at 6'1", 200. I don't
know about 200.
Yeah, he might be 6'1". Little inside receiver screen, and it gets covered pretty well by Skyview. Another couple yards, but it's 4th down now and about 4. Ball sitting right inside the 35-yard line. Single coverage on the near side. The receiver over here for Minico is number 8, Cole Huff. Tranquil in trouble, gets it away. Huff had to wait for it for just a little bit. Huff thought it was hit, or he was hit early. Oh, he caught it.
No, he didn't catch it. It was Ethan Heward.
Oh,
it went
Heward.
right off of Huff into Heward.
I didn't even see that. I thought it went incomplete. It hit Huff and went to
Heward
Heward.
happened to be on the ground perfectly right next to him. Right
I'm like,
for the
what are
ball.
you talking about, Dallin? So they do pick up a first down on a little bit of a fluke play that I didn't see. And then they plow forward for a few more yards, 10:42. Yeah, that was, it bounced off of Huff into Heward's hands.
And Heward, you wouldn't even known he caught it. He just sat there with, like, hugging the football. I think he was just as surprised as anybody that the ball ended up in his hands.
There's a flag right in the middle of the field near the line of scrimmage or the end of the run. We'll see what the call is. We haven't seen it yet from the White Hat. But it's going against Skyview as they mark it off. Personal foul face mask. So that's a big one inside, right at the 12-yard line, just outside the 10.
And one thing that Minico has done throughout the night is punt on 4th down. But this possession, they've converted 2 4th downs.
Trankel keeps it himself, gets it to the 11, maybe gains a yard. So 10:30 left now on the clock and running here in the 4th quarter. They say no gain, but, oh, yeah, they say, yep, nothing. I thought he got, well, now they mark it as a yard. 2nd and 9. Back to pass. Trankel floating it to the near side. Hit. Caught. Touchdown, Minico. Again, number 11, Heward, coming up with a big grab with a defender right on him. He got hit early, still able to come down with that football inbounds for the first touchdown of the game, coming with 10:07 left in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, Heward, great hands there. That's a hands catch. That's a Randy Moss would be really proud catch because he shielded the defender perfectly and was able to come up.
And the PAT is good. So they're up 10-0 in a game that I feel like 10-0 is almost insurmountable at this point.
I mean, still 10 minutes left on the clock, and Skyview will need to score quick to get this momentum because Minico, that was a long drive they just put together.
Yeah, very nice sustained drive by the offense from Minico. Converted on a couple 4th downs. A little luck on a play that bounced off one receiver into the hands of another, and then a couple plays later, Heward with a touchdown catch in the corner of the end zone for the only touchdown of the game so far. Right now, Heward making a name for himself as a possible IdahoSports.com player of the game. Short kick, picked up and then thought about running for a second, and then I'm guessing somebody on the sidelines yelled, "Get down." And Kimball Robinson immediately went to the turf.
I heard it from the stands at least.
Just a reminder to everybody, we'll have our player of the game brought to you by Idaho Office of Highway Safety, reminding you to always keep your head in the game, whether you're on the field or on the road. Be in the moment and free from distractions. We'll have our IdahoSports.com player of the game coming up. Clue in trouble, and he goes down, sacked in the backfield. Number 50. That is Bodie Baker. Called his name a couple of times. That time, big sack by him, and momentum swinging right to, after that touchdown, to the Spartans now. The defense is really what's done it for them. It's kept the momentum on their side of the ball all night long. Back to pass, Plu in trouble, gets hit, but gets rid of it. And nice completion and run to Downey. But still, they were in negative yardage, so it's still 3rd and 12. Ball sitting on the 40-yard line, just across the 40. 9 minutes on the clock and counting. Rosti and Downey on the near side as receivers. Or that's Cron, excuse me. Plu looking. Now he steps up. He's going to run and bulldogged down. Picks up a couple of yards, but it's going to be 4th and about 10 or 11. I don't see where the flag's at.
I think it's going to be an illegal shift. Oh, okay, they took it off. I think Bowman was moving a little bit before the snap.
So they put the flag back in the pocket. 8:38 on the clock as they look to head coach David Robinson for the play call. Rolling left is Plu. Plu lets it fly, tipped and incomplete. Good defensive play there by number 13 for Minico. Stepping in front, that's Dominic Garza knocking that down. And another turnover on downs, as that was 4th down. And Minico takes over at the 41-yard line of Skyview.
Garza, household name in this land. JT Garza, very big part of this Minico Spartans team last year, and the legacy lives on this year.
Yeah, a lot of household names in some of these communities. Handoff up the middle, fighting forward for a couple. Across the 40-yard line to the 39. I believe that's Cranny again on the carry. 8:05, and now a little bit more conservative, I would assume, on the play calling for the Spartans. Happy to keep it on the ground and watch that clock run is Minico. Again, the handoff to Cranny. And that time driven back. Guys kind of stripping at the ball for Skyview, and good team tackling there to put him on the ground.
And, you know, a stop here for Skyview. They still have plenty of time here. They have 3 timeouts still. So need to get a stop here. Cannot get a dumb penalty here. Cannot allow a big play here as well.
Yeah, it's 3rd and 8. Ball sitting right at the 40-yard line. And Minico going to let that play clock and game clock run down. Handoff to Cranny. Cranny trying to pick up some yards. Gets down to about the 46-yard line, or 36-yard line, excuse me. 4th and a long 5. I think at this point you just go for it.
Yeah, I mean, you could have Friedrich come out and give a little pooch kick, but if it ends up rolling into the end zone, it's only about a 15-yard difference. So may as well go for it.
Yeah. They say it's 4th and 35 on the clock, but I think that's incorrect. I think it's 4th and 5. 4th and 35 to the end zone.
Going to the one.
And they do just take the clock all the way down, call a timeout. 6:27 left here in the 4th. And kind of leave it there we'll stay right here. Just want to thank everybody for joining us on our opening Magic Valley game night of the season. We'll have basically one a week. I think we much got one a week. We're bouncing around. We'll go to Raft River next week, I think. We'll be in Kimberly. I know we've got at least another game out here.
Burley, Minico,
which is always a good one to come to. I can't remember. I think I go out to Hagerman. I don't think you're with me.
I'm with you in that one.
You are
yeah.
with me? Okay,
yep.
So we go out to Hagerman as well. So kind of bouncing all over the Magic Valley this season. So kind of keep an eye on the schedule on IdahoSports.com for Magic Valley game nights. You'll see those pop up. And, you know, if you're not wanting to watch a Magic Valley game, there's lots of other games on around the state that you can watch as well. Of course, next week is the Rocky Mountain Rumble at no longer Holt Arena. The
ICCU Dome.
Yes,
yeah,
the ICCU Dome.
As a Bengal alumni,
It's hard to say. I wasn't there near as long as you were, but
yeah.
well, there'll be a lot of good football from there, and we'll have all those games. A nice coverage from IdahoSports.com from the confines of formerly Holt Arena. And they turn it over on downs, so kind of what you thought might happen. Minico goes for it. Burns a few extra seconds off the clock, and now with 6:21 left, it's 1st and 10 for Skyview.
In regards to the Rumble, it was fun at Madison because they have such an amazing facility over there. But it's just, I don't know, it just feels like tradition. It needs to be in the Dome. And I think it's fun for them to get to do it back there again.
And nice completion out to about the 49-yard line from Trevin Plew to Henry Downey. Oh, no, that was Cron, excuse me. I saw the 0 and assumed there was a 1 ahead of it, but that was Cron, excuse me. This handoff goes to Downey. Downey hooked, but kind of got spun around, but it looked like it must have been up around the neck, not the face mask.
And Cron, he definitely hasn't, he hasn't scored, obviously, but he has had quite a good chunky yardage throughout this game. He's made an impact on defense, but there really hasn't been a lot outside of him since Rosty's injury earlier on.
Flag comes in. Guessing this is going against, false start on Skyview.
It's one of those everybody but the center.
Yeah. That time you got to assume that's the center's fault. Maybe he's the only one who heard it right. I don't know.
The quarterback moved a little bit, too. I'm going to protect Plew in this situation.
So 2nd and 17 after that. Plew with it, rolling. Now he's going to try to split the defenders and gets drugged down. Not much there. No gain on the play, so it'll be 3rd and 17. 5:05 and counting.
And again, we still never saw Brody Fleshman back on the field. He's now he's got his helmet off, sitting on the bench, talking to one of his coaches. You have to imagine maybe at some point it wasn't too serious, but it was enough that it was not worth it in a week 0 game to risk any injury for the future.
Yeah, I think he came in for just a play or two. I saw him come in just for a play or two once. I think it was when Cron went off, and he went in for just a few plays. But, yeah, for the majority of this game, since he got kind of banged up, he's been over here walking the sideline.
And he was highlighted by Coach Robinson as one that was going to make a big impact on defense throughout this game. So maybe, you wonder what would it have been if he had stayed throughout this game.
Plew tracks down a high snap and then gets hit, but gets rid of it and throws a pick. Ill-advised, and that's going to be a touchdown. The whole Spartan team out in front of that one, and a pick 6. Plew trying to make something out of nothing, threw it to the wrong team, and it's now 16-0. That was number 23, I believe, for Minico. Tucker Arthur, senior linebacker, picked that one off. A gift from Plew. Yeah, it was probably more around like the 40-yard line.
Yeah, 35, 40-yard line,
when he caught
roughly.
it.
And, I'm not going to totally fault Plew on that. It's 3rd and long. You're down by 10. There's only 4 minutes left. You got to try something. And I was surprised he got as much arm strength on it as he did.
Yeah, it looked like he was off the ground getting ready to be tackled when he let go of it. You're trying to make something out of nothing. Not the night that Skyview was hoping for. PAT up and in. So now it's 17-0 here in the 4th with 4:22 left. And really it's just been defense for Minico.
I mean, can we give our player of the game to the defense? Like, man, it's been a unit tonight.
They have shined tonight, pitching a shutout right now against the Hawks. They've scored on defense now. They've turned over Skyview at least 4 times, won a goal line stand at the 1. Skyview had it first and goal at the 1 and ended up turning it over on downs back around the 10, 12-yard line.
And that was that early second quarter, late first quarter, one or the other?
Yeah. Could have been a big difference in the game had Skyview scored there. In fact, I don't think that Minico had scored their field goal yet at that time. So a little bit of a wobbler on the ground, bounces past Rosti, and he just has to fall on it. So nice kick from Friedrich. Puts him back at the 20-yard line, and that's where they will start from. 4:20 left in the ball game. Yeah, there's nobody to single out on that defensive side of the ball. I mean, yeah, you have the interception, but it has been a team effort for Minico in this ball game.
Yeah, we've called I think 5 or 6 different players with tackles, big plays, and that doesn't happen very often in our broadcasts.
Handoff to Downey. Downey upended, falls forward for 2 or 3. Yeah, it's been everybody. That defensive line, I mean, hats off to them. Those big stops in short yarded situations, that's all on that defensive line. Getting into the backfield, tripping guys up, just getting a good surge and a good push on the line. This one goes to Cron around the near side. He's got to reverse directions, nowhere to go. 3 Spartans right there to take him down.
And that's another it's a culture that they've built here. Even if you're not fast, if you're you don't see 300-pound linemen here at Minico. You hardly ever do. Normally you see these what look stocky, maybe a little bit taller, and they always seem to have just dogs down on the defensive line.
Back to pass. Plu lets go of it. Caught out of bounds after the catch. It's Cron on the reception. Good pickup. They pick up a first down. 3:20 left. Out to about the 33-yard line.
Good to see Plu bounce back too. I noticed after the interception, him and Cron went over and talked to their coach as well. It's good to see senior leadership going over. Get me the ball, we'll be good. Don't worry about it. Season's really young right now.
Plu gets it, steps up, gets away from one man. Little sidearm throw, incomplete. Just not a lot of space for guys to work in there. Would have been not much of a gain anyways had Cron caught it. 2nd and 10, 3:13 on the clock. Plu rolls back. Dumps it over the top, but again, nowhere to go for Downey. Hit immediately for a loss on the play.
You got to feel for Downey. He's been on the ground a lot tonight. Between his time at quarterback and running back, he has been on the ground a lot, and most of the time deep in his own backfield.
Yeah, there hasn't been too many times that Skyview, just 2 or 3 times across into scoring position, turned away every time. And yeah, Downey hit a lot, being chased a lot. And again, lots of guys getting into the backfield as that ball tipped at the line of scrimmage, intended for Bowman. A lot of guys getting into the backfield for Minico, and Plu, he's 5'8". He's not going to be dumping it over top of the 6'1", the 6'2" guys very easily. And so he's not getting a lot of time to work back there, and it was kind of the same thing for Downey as well.
Something that's been interesting, too, throughout this second half, I don't think Rosti has touched the ball since the quarterback change. He's been out at receiver. He had the cramp earlier, but mostly he's just been like we haven't said his name, and
That's a good
that's
point.
all we did in the first half was say Rosty's name. And so, interested to see maybe his cramp was a little more than what they had bargained for. Maybe they're still trying to figure it out, but we'll see. Going forward, if he's going to stay involved in the offense as much as he did in the first half, or it'll be more of a second half role that we've seen.
Another turnover on downs. Downey took straight snap, and I don't know that it was intended to be that play, but the snap was very low. Downey pretty much took it on the hop off the ground and then just ran with it. With 2:21 left here, Minico with the ball at the 32-yard line. You see some of the coaching staff for Skyview leaving the coach's box up here and headed down to the sideline. And
Looks like the starters for Skyview finally pulled as well. Those guys have put in a lot of work tonight, and they're going to see a 0 on the scoreboard, but that was a lot of plays that they were involved in tonight.
And first play from scrimmage turned over as it went off. The man coming across the formation was number 7 for Minico. That was Jaden Sanders. Hit him in the pads and recovered by Skyview. And hey, if you're a second stringer for Skyview, it's like, heck yeah, we're back in we're getting in the game on offense. There we go.
Oh, nope, they put the starters back out.
Never mind. They're not getting on the
so
field.
The starters did get a 1-play rest.
Yeah.
One of those times you're like, do we want the turnover? No, I think they did, but.
Plu rolling right, steps up, looking downfield, into double coverage, knocked down. Wayman knocks that one down, but again, double coverage on Cron, and they've kept him under wraps pretty well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been like I would guess 5 or 6 catches, maybe 7 even, but nothing that's really been more than 10, 11 yards, and most 3 or 4 yards.
Yeah, they've kept him under wraps pretty good. As Rosty goes to the far side. 3 wideouts on the far side now. Plu on the move, looking to run. Nobody to go to, and so he just tucks it and goes. Good pickup. Picks up about 8. And now it's 3rd and 2. With 1:50 and counting on the clock. Rosty and Cron switch sides. And I think Cron's gassed. They've asked a lot of him tonight, too, as that handoff goes to Downey. Downey with the biggest hole of the night. Picks up yardage out across the 50 down to about the 42. And Cron immediately to the sideline, takes his helmet off, goes to one knee. He has been back and forth to every side of the field, downfield, blocking.
He's either motioning or pulling almost every single play, it feels like.
Yeah, he has put in some miles tonight. And with 1:30 left, he gets a little break. Plu throws it, caught, hit and out of bounds. Nice catch to number 7, Kimball Robinson. Another sophomore to sophomore there on that play.
I might have been working on that in the backyard a few years ago.
So it's 17-0. Minico in a game that, 17 points offensively doesn't sound like a lot, but it felt like a ton in this game. I'm surprised we got to 17. Plu back to pass, now rolling. Looking downfield, he waited too long. Now throws underneath, off the hands, and incomplete. Well out of bounds. It was off the hands of Robinson. I couldn't tell if he was holding up to throw to Robinson. I think if he let it go one pump earlier, he had a guy in the end zone in Bowman that was open for a moment. He just pump faked one too many times.
Yeah, and Robinson just had a big catch, and that one, I think he might not have expected the underthrow either.
But 2nd and 10 now, 1:20 on the clock. Plu looking downfield again, this time to Bowman, and Bowman makes a great catch. Yeah, they throw the flag too. I mean, there was definitely pass interference, and Bowman still came down with it. They're going to decline that penalty, of course, and say it was a catch at the 10.
The classic scoreboard chant, because no winning team on the scoreboard ever wants the other team to feel any type of excitement.
Yeah, no fun. You get no joy out of this game.
I was slightly worried that the ref was going to call illegal touching there, because I think Bowman did go out of bounds, but it was because of the pass interference.
So a scoring opportunity here. Man in motion's Bowman across. Plu takes it, and a little bit of a broken play there, I think. Armendariz puts Plu to the turf again. And Plu was looking across to Bowman like, hey, you got to come across the formation, and that kind of threw everything off, and then they lost 5 yards. 3 yards on the play. 38 seconds, still time for Skyview here. Back to pass. Gets rid of it. The guy's hanging on for dear life. Man, I felt like they had a hold of him. No flag, though. Intended for Rosti, sorry.
I'm telling you, it's been a while since we called this game.
Yeah, that's the first time in a while. DJ Rosti was the intended receiver. I felt like he got held the back of the end zone a little bit there, but 30 seconds left. We're a long ways away compared to the official down there. So, rolling right, looking for somebody. Plu steps up, hit as he let go. I think that's going to be incomplete. Yeah.
Fortunate there.
And Plu comes up hobbling a little bit. Took a big shot there. They'll have another shot here. 4th and 13, 14 yards.
And even though it's, this touchdown might look meaningless if they can get in the end zone, for a team that's in week 0 that hasn't scored yet,
it's meaningful to.
This is very meaningful if they can get in the end zone here.
And Minico, it's just as meaningful to them to stop it. Plu stepping up, has a man off the hands, picked off, intercepted. It went off the hands and head of the intended receiver, Bowman, and the defender right there to pick it up, number 15 for Minico with the interception, Mark Salinas. So 11 seconds left, and what a fitting end for the defense for Minico to force another turnover. They forced 4 turnovers on downs. 1 interception ended up in a pick 6, and now an interception to end the ball game. 6 turnovers by my count, unless I missed one of the turnovers on downs. And they take a knee, that's it. That's the ball game as the clock winds down. Minico 1-0 behind a defensive masterpiece. And the Skyview Hawks will take the trip back to Nampa. They'll be 0-1 as the cannon goes off to end of the game. 5 turnovers on downs. So 7 turnovers total forced by that defense. 2 interceptions, 5 turnovers on downs. And it's a fantastic ball game by them. We're going to step away for a quick break. We'll come back with our Idaho Sports Stop player/players of the game here on Magic Valley Game Night. It's IdahoSports.com.
Welcome to What If Idaho, the home of 1,000 paths for those that embrace possibility. There's no better place to be if you're looking for that next career, or just exploring. Life is a wide open door, no matter your age. Here at Next Steps Idaho, you can research careers and training options that work for you, and start a dashboard to keep your plans moving forward, so you can route your path from what if to what is at nextsteps.idaho.gov.
We do things differently in Idaho. Sometimes we go east to find west, where muddy trails meet huckleberry smiles. Stars shine electric, and the wind smells like destiny. Sure, our traffic jams are strange, and not all our steaks are ribeyes. But wherever we go, our eyes never leave the road. Belts strapped and dreams packed, no distractions, no phones, focused from here to there. It's who we are.
Well, welcome back. As we go final, the Minico Spartans come away with a 17-0 win over the Skyview Hawks, and a masterpiece by the defense for Minico. As we talk about today's player of the game, brought to you by the Idaho Office of Highway Safety, reminding you to always keep your head in the game, whether you're on the field or on the road. Be in the moment and free from distractions. And, you know, talking about it, you heard us talk about it, but Dallin off air, we can't give this player of the game to anyone but the entire defense for the Minico Spartans.
Yeah, you said it best. I mean, 5 turnover on down, 2 turnovers, one of them being a pick six. And honestly, the pick six was kind of irrelevant. Like, yes, it put more points on the board, but that didn't even, like, if you took that away from the performance, I would still think it was one of the best defense performances you could ever ask for. The Skyview offense, was it at its best? No, but that was largely in part because of the Minico defense. Several times they were caught in 4th and 1 situations. I think 3, maybe 4. I think it was 3, though, of the 4th down conversions that were failed were because of a 4th and 1. And you just don't see that.
Yeah.
You don't see that. And especially, they did have 1 offsides, but other than that, they were about as good as you could be in short yardage situations.
Yeah, I think that was the only time, or one of the few times they converted on 4th down. Skyview was because the defense happened to jump on that one play, and it was right in the middle of the field. And so, yeah, just an amazing showing from the Minico defense. The offense did enough. You know, they had the 1 scoring drive, and they didn't look bad per se, but the defense just made the game for the Spartans. So congratulations to the entire defense for the Minico Spartans. The defensive line was phenomenal. The linebackers getting into the backfield and making stops, limiting plays. And then the secondary. There were so many times where Skyview, whether it was Plu or whether it was
Downey,
they didn't have anybody to throw to. And that's saying something, considering you have Cron out there, you know, who caught a few balls, but, man, they really limited him too, and they made him work for everything that he got. So congratulations to our players of the game, our team of the game, that defensive side of the football for the Minico Spartans. And thanks to everybody for joining us here on Magic Valley Game Night. This has been an IdahoSports.com game stream production. I want to thank a couple of our sponsors. Of course, this is presented by Project Filter, Valley-Wide Cooperative, and the Idaho Office of Highway Safety. Additional coverage brought to you by Meridian Plumbing and Lookout Credit Union. They're our Treasure Valley Game Night sponsors, but of course with Skyview here, want to thank them, especially Meridian Plumbing as one of our local sponsors as well. And Lookout Credit Union, they're a Gate City game night sponsor as well over in southeast Idaho. This broadcast was also made possible by all the great support from local businesses, our power boosters for both of these schools. Check those out on IdahoSports.com. You can see those on each of these teams' page on the site. Special thanks to the athletic director here at Minico and everyone here at Minico High School for their hospitality and help in getting this game broadcast to you. Congratulations again to our IdahoSports.com players of the game, presented by the Idaho Office of Highway Safety. That is the Minico Spartan defense. Phenomenal game, pitching a shutout tonight here on week 0. And thanks again for joining us, Dallin and myself, as the Spartans defeat the Hawks by a score of 17-0. Stick around on IdahoSports.com for scores as those all finish up tonight, and then we'll have another slate of games for you next week. Have a great night.
This has been a presentation of Idaho